Something interesting is happening in the housing market right now. Across the country, affordability is actually improving compared to last year and even the year before. Buyers are starting to get a little more breathing room. Okay, but here is the important part. Even though affordability is improving, the market is not behaving exactly the same everywhere across the country, across Maricopa County, and across Chandler, Arizona. Some areas we see that the buyers move faster. Some area we see that the buyer has more negotiation power in the transaction. So in the cities like Chandler, the amount of available homes is playing a huge role in how the market feels. So today, I want to walk you through three key things happening right now. Number one, why affordability is improving. Number two, what is the changing in the buyer behavior and what the channel market specifically look like today. So with that, let's dive right into the information. Okay, so let's look at the national context review yet first. Okay, so this is the very confusing chart. I do believe that. Okay, but bear with me. Okay, on the vertical axis is an affordability change compared between December 2025 and December 2024. Now, if you forget about everything that I say in this episode, okay, about this chart, right? Just remember one thing. Every single dot right here represent a metro area, and almost all of them above the 0% increase. Okay, everything has a positive increase in affordability. All the cities, all the metro areas across the countries has a positive affordability increase compared to December 2024. The only two that potentially has that has a negative number is Hartford and St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, there's only the only two. Now the size of the each dot represent the home price changes. Okay, so the blue represent the negative and the green represent the positive. Okay, now interestingly, okay, so let's look at the Phoenix area. We have about 10% increase in affordability compared between December 2024 and December 2025. So when I say affordability, that means the buyer has more chance to purchase a home giving the same amount of income this year compared to the previous year. One of the reason, as you see here, most of the higher increase in affordability metro area actually in the blue zone. Okay, in terms of housing changes. So that means this is one of the reason, and we're gonna go through that as well in a moment. Okay, one of the reason why affordability increase is home price. Home price drop, and that's the reason why affordability in these metro area has a much better number. Okay, compared to other metro area right here, even though they have an increase in affordability as well, 4% increase for Philadelphia, right? New York for 5%, St. Louis, well, I guess -% uh, Milwaukee 2%, right? But all of these has a positive home price index. That means the home price is a little bit higher. Phoenix, as you see, has a blue. Okay, so we have the decrease in home price between December 2024 to 2025. Okay, but we do have a positive in affordability for that reason. Okay, so this is a national context, and we can see that Miami is the most affordable. In terms of the rate of change for affordability, Miami is the number one, Atlanta number two, Seattle, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Las Vegas, and Riverside. Those are among the top 10 improve in affordability across the country. Okay. I briefly talk about one of the reason the affordability increase is because home price drop in these state in these metro area, right? The second reason, as you may already know, is the mortgage rate. Okay, it's already improved. When I say improve, that means reduce, right? Go less, go less compared to the previous year. Okay, right now, as of right now, January 2026, we are about 6.1% according to this chart right here from keeping current matters, right? Even a small change. So here's the deal, okay? Even a small change in the mortgage rate can has a lot of meaning to the buyers, to the potential buyers, to because it directly impact the monthly payment. And when the monthly payment drop, right, when the interest rate drop, the monthly payment drop, and therefore they will be able to, afford the monthly payment, and they will be able to justify whether they should continue renting or whether they should, do the buy the house. Or it could be the matter between approved for the loan versus not approved for the loan as well. Okay, so that is one of the reason. Okay, and if I do have a calculation to show you the difference between the monthly payment when your interest rate is 6.1 versus 7.8. Okay, so if you are interested in that comparison, please contact me for more information, and I will share with you the difference in the monthly payment. Okay, so this is one of the reason. The other reason is more difficult to show you the chart. But here's the thing: I know a lot of people worry about the economy right now. But for example, in Arizona, right? In Arizona, the income, the economic is still improving overall. Okay, over the past year, wages actually have continued to increase at a very steady pace. Okay, and when the household income improves, and then with the mortgage, right, stable around 6% and or even decline slightly, the buyer gain a little bit more purchase power because they have more income. Okay, the combination actually help ease with some affordability pressure that the buyer had experienced when when the rate hitting, as you know, 7%, or maybe 7% in here, or even 7.8% back in 2023. Okay, now the last reason. Okay, sorry, before we go to the last reason, again, this situation right here does not mean that the market become easy. Okay, the increase in affordability doesn't mean that it's easy all of a sudden for the buyers to buy the house right now. But that does mean the buyers today may have a slightly more flexibility compared to the condition that we saw a couple years ago during the difficult time of like 2021 and 2022, when there is a lot of competition for the buyers. Okay, now the last reason that I want to share with you, which I'm gonna look at the Chandler market specifically, is that we have more homes available in today market. And when I talk about that, some of you might think, okay, why is availability of homes impacting affordability? Okay, so first of all, across many housing markets today, there are simply more homes available compared to extremely tight condition when you during 2021 and 2022, where a lot of buyers getting the house as soon as it's get on the market, right? More homes on the market means that the buyers have more choices. And when the buyer has more choices, the market dynamic change. Instead of, they have to rush like in 2021 and 2022, right? Rush into seeing the house within a couple of seconds, it becomes available. And then make the quick decision, lose all the contingency, betting, 20, 30, even 40,000 more than everyone else to be able to win the house, okay, they do have time because they have more options, right? They have time to compare from this home to the other houses, okay, and then to evaluate those options and also negotiate when appropriate as well. So they do that. That's the dream market right now for the buyers. Okay. So what about the channel specific? In front of you right here is the days inventory for the single family home in Chandler for the past several years. Okay. When we say days inventory, that means, okay, at a certain amount, okay, if there is no new inventory on the market, it will take that X days to sell. For example, at this port right here, about 70 days, okay? That means if there's no new inventory getting on the market, it will take 70 days for all the homes, all the single family homes in Chandler get sold. 70 days. Okay. So when we talk about one number, it doesn't mean a lot. Okay. Let's look at the historical of the data. Okay. Back in 2021 and 2022, at the beginning of 2022, right? The days on inventory is only about 20 to 30 days. Very quickly, all the homes will be sold within less than a month in 2021 and 2022. Okay, which meant that the buyers had almost no options available at all. Okay, very fast, very quickly. That was one of the most competitive we have ever seen for like 20 years that we record record the data. Okay, then the second half of 2022 and then going to 2023, okay, inventory started expanding, during that time. That is the time that the interest rate goes higher, increased to almost, 7.88%. Okay, buyer activity cooled down. Okay, and that's the reason why we saw a jump in the days in inventory right now, in 2022. Okay, and in going to 2023 and toward the end, beginning of 2024, right, we saw that the inventory moving about 60 to 90 days. Okay, the green line right here, 60 to 90 days, which gives the buyer noticeable more options compared to these years. Instead of 20 to 30 years, it's now 60 days to 90 days that the buyer has more options to choose. In 2025, it's go up to like 110 days. Okay, 110 days for a couple months in April, May, and June. Okay, that represented one of the highest supply environment we have seen since for the last couple of years. Now looking at 2026, we see the channel inventories actually dropped down to about the same level compared to 2025 last year, which is right now around 70 to 90 days. And that number tells us a very important information right now. When we compare all these years together, the channel market today appears to be normalizing. Okay, it's normalizing. It's exactly the same. It's not nearly as tight as some extreme like in 2021, but it is not also as low as unusual high inventory within a year like this, like start with low and go up higher, right? It's way not that behavior, wild behavior, I called it. Okay. Instead, the market right now looks more balanced than it's several years. And in fact, it's almost followed the 2025 trend, right? So buyer has more option available, but the market is still active enough that well-prepared homes can attract strong attention. And because it's followed the 2025, almost the same, it's very easy for the buyers to predict what's happening next as well. Okay, so to summarize why the market feel different today, specifically affordability increase in today's market, we're talking about the mortgage rate improve. Okay, we're talking about the income also increase, grow, And specifically, we talk about the inventory has expanded, go up, so that the buyer has more choice. Okay, but it all those factors together create a housing market that feels more balanced and more strategic than the extreme conditions that we saw before in 2021. But it also means that the market is becoming more localized. Different cities can feel very different regarding the amount of inventory available in how the buyers respond. Okay, if you recall, here you go, almost half of the chart, right? Almost 25 of the metro area is on the blue line, okay, on the blue color, and then almost 25%, I mean 50%, 25 out of the 50, okay, metro area has the green. Okay, so it's almost divide half and half in this today market. So what does that matter for the buyers? If you are the buyer in this environment, can actually work in your favor, obviously, right? You have more home to choose from, to evaluate, to compare the options, right? And depend on the property, there are more opportunities for you to negotiate. But strategy is still matters. Homes that are well prepared and well positioned can still attract a lot of buyers in the first couple of weeks. Okay, so the key for the buyers today is to understand where you truly have leverage and where competition still exists. If you want a specific report for your search location, if you're looking for a house, and for example, Chandler A5224, A5245, or Ocotillo neighborhood or downtown neighborhood, right? A specific area that you search for, feel free to scan this QR code right here, request for the information, and we'll send that over to you. As for the seller, okay, the biggest shift is that the buyers now has more choices. So when buyers have more choices, they compare properties much more carefully. Condition become more important. Presentation, the way that you show the property, become more important. And positioning yourself, I'm sorry, not yourself, your home correctly within the current inventory become extremely, extremely important, specifically for marketing strategy. So home that stand out clearly still attract strong buyers. So those are the strategy that you should implement if you are selling your house right now. Okay, thank you so much everyone for watching. And for the big takeaway for this week is simple. Affordability has improved compared with last year. Mortgage rate also, slightly decreased, and income continue to grow. In Chandler specifically, buyers have now more homes available to choose from. Those factors together create a market that feels more balanced and more strategic compared with the extreme condition that we experienced during the hot years. Well, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.